There's been a lot of discussion about the rising number of women elected into office at both the national and local levels. 2 years ago, we profiled Dr. Suzanne Harrison of Utah, who at the time was a first-time candidate running for a seat in Utah's House of Representatives. She fell short in that election, losing her bid for House District 32 by just 3 votes. This past Tuesday, the anesthesiologist joined the growing number of women elected into office, defeating her opponent by nearly 2,000 votes. Suzanne Harrison joins me now from Utah. How did this wave that we're seeing, whether it's a blue wave, whether it's the women's wave, whether it's the veterans wave, how did that all converge in a race like yours in Utah?
I was honored to be one of many, record-breaking numbers of women running for office, both locally and nationally. And I do feel that my experience as a mom and as a medical doctor and a parent of children in our local public schools will be an asset as I serve in the legislature. But ultimately, I don't think people voted for me because of my gender. I think they voted for me because I did the work of going door to door and listening to voters rather than lecturing them, and really finding common ground and focusing on the issues that we share as a community and bringing those issues to the forefront of the Utah legislature.
Finding common ground is something that's pretty hard to do, especially on the Washington front. In your legislature, perhaps it's a little different, but how do you find those connections between people of different ideologies and backgrounds?
I think the first and foremost, it starts with listening. We knocked on over 30,000 doors in a district that only has 10,000 homes. And we spent time on the doorstep listening to voters, thousands of voters with face-to-face contact. And I think if we all did more listening rather than lecturing each other and name-calling, we would come to more common sense solutions in this country and here locally as well.
Was there a greater amount of participation and energy in the races where you were at?
Absolutely. There were several ballot initiatives. That was a new issue for Utah, and there was greater voter participation because of those ballot initiatives that the voters could comment on. And in my local race, people were much more engaged because they had seen how much their vote can really matter. We lost by 3 votes last time out of almost 18,000 votes in a race against a long-term incumbent, and people who had thought their vote didn't count or it wouldn't matter really got engaged this time. And I was so happy to have people on my team that had never been involved in local politics.
There are a lot of experts that talk about how politics is not just local, but it's also become very national, and that the national themes end up filtering down. When you knocked on doors, did people start to ask you on your affiliation, your party affiliation, and where you stood on national issues?
That came up, but I find that sometimes the national issues create more of a wedge between us than really needs to be. I think if we take the time to listen and talk to people of different ideologies and different life backgrounds, we all share so much more in common than what divides us. And in my community, people want a great teacher in every classroom. People want to be able to go outside and breathe safe air, and they want to be able to have great jobs for their kids and their future grandkids. And these are not partisan issues, or at least they shouldn't be. We need people to come together and find common sense solutions.
All right, Suzanne Harrison of Utah, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me, Hari.